As the March winds blew through a little town by a river, a baby boy was born. His parents named him Albert. Albert turned 1 year old and didn't say a word. Albert turned 2 and didn't say a word. Albert turned 3 and hardly said a word at all. He just looked around with his big, curious eyes. Looked and wondered, looked and wondered. His parents worried. Little Albert was so different. Was there something wrong? But he was their baby, so they loved him, no matter what.
Sige na. Ito naman, nahihiya eh.
No matter which way Albert turned it, the needle always pointed north as if held by an invisible hand. Albert was so amazed, his body trembled.
Yeah.
Suddenly, he knew there were mysteries in the world, hidden and silent, unknown and unseen. He wanted, more than anything, to understand those mysteries. Albert started asking many questions. Questions at home, questions at school, so many questions that some of his teachers told him he was a disruption to his class. They said he would never amount to anything unless he learned to behave like all the other students. But Albert didn't want to be like the other students. He wanted to discover the hidden mysteries in the world. One day, as Albert was zipping through the countryside on his bicycle, he looked up at the beams of sunlight speeding from sun to the earth. He wondered, what would it be like to ride on one of those beams? And in his mind, right then and there, Albert was no longer on the bicycle, no longer on the country road. He was racing through space on a beam of light. It was the biggest, most exciting thought Albert had ever had. And it filled his mind with questions. Albert began to read and study. He read about light and sound, about heat and magnetism, and about gravity, the invisible force that pulls us down towards our planet and keeps the moon from floating away to outer space. And he read about numbers. Albert loved numbers. They were like a secret language for figuring things out. But all that reading still didn't answer all of Albert's questions. So he kept on reading, wondering, and learning. Garden gate.
Yeah. Titingin ka kay teacher. Good job. Good job. Tia.
watched a lump of sugar dissolve and disappear into his hot tea. How could this happen? He watched smoke disappear into the air. How could one thing disappear into another? Then he began to figure it out. He thought about the idea that everything is made out of teeny tiny moving bits of stuff, far too tiny to see, little bits called atoms. Some people didn't believe that atoms existed, but Albert's figuring helped prove that everything in the world is made of atoms, even sugar and tea, even smoke and air, even Albert and you. Everywhere Albert went, he would think and think. One of Albert's favorite thinking places was his little sailboat. He loved to let his mind wander as the wind blew him across the water.
Yeah.
Not yet, Adrian.
Ito kay teacher ka, titi.
Pretty maracas on the drums. S. Okay. Sometimes when Albert was having a tough time with a tricky problem, he would put it aside and play his violin. Music made Albert happy. He said it helped him think better. Albert even chose his clothes of thinking. His favorites were his comfy old saggy baggy sweaters and pants, and shoes without socks. In the town where he lived, he became known for wandering around deep in thought, sometimes eating an ice cream cone, always recognizable with this long, wild hair. Everywhere Albert went, he tried to figure out the secrets of the universe, and he never forgot about the beam of light that he rode so long ago in his imagination. Albert figured out that no person, no thing could ever zoom through space as fast as a beam of light. Albert thought and figured until the very last minute of the very last day of his life. He asked questions never asked before, found answers never found before, and dreamed up ideas never dreamt before. Albert's ideas helped build spaceships and satellites that traveled to the moon and beyond. His thinking helped us understand our universe as no one ever had before. But still, Albert left us with many big questions. Questions that scientists are working on today. Questions that someday you may answer by wondering, thinking, and imagining.
So we have a little surprise for you. So we have one more song, but the boys